Well, hello there, and welcome to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your Game Master, and here's what happened last time. The four, with Emberheart the Wolf in tow, headed to the Wizard's Tower and found the office of Master Ixar by his charred and warped door. After stopping his summoning ritual, an irate Master Ixar opened the door and after some terse introductions invited them in. After describing the reaction of Zorith's tattoo to probing magic, Master Ixar examined it and pronounced it, quote, incredibly wicked. Stepping back, he cast Protection Magic, cast the same spell Master Obrys had cast to examine the tattoo, then dropped the shield with no reaction. He then determined that there were two separate magic spells embedded in the tattoo. A ward protecting the tattoo from magical examination, and a separate spell that obfuscates what the tattoo actually says, although he was able to determine that it is written in Infernal. Which brought up whether or not Zorith was actually able to read Infernal. Master Ixar provided samples of both Abyssal and Infernal, and Zorith was able to read the Infernal one. Tasha then attempted to scry on Zorith and determined that through such means, Zorith was visible, but her tattoo was just a blur on her arm. Master Ixar then summoned an imp to test the theory that the presence of infernal creatures triggered the reaction in Zorith's tattoo, which it did. The imp, upon questioning, was unable to detect the tattoo or its powers. After thanking Master Ixar for his help and insights, the group headed to the Enchanter's Tower to meet with Master Enchanter Roxia, who was able to help the group with a variety of magical items, as well as receiving the amulets of proof against detection and location that they had borrowed from the tower. The group then stopped back in to see Master Obrys to brief him on what Masters Ixar and Roxia were able to help them with before heading off to the Fale of Fairy Sanctum, which is where we pick up tonight. So, you have appeared in the basement of the Citadel of Light in the center of the Fale of Fairy Sanctum. The rest, as they say, is up to you.
What time of day is it?
It's probably mid to late afternoon at this point.
So we're heading to the Temple of Balmous to check in on magical weapon and armor availability.
Yes. Climbing the stairs out of the basement receiving teleportation area, you emerge onto the grounds of the Fale of Fairy Sanctum. It is, as always, a beautiful late spring day. And the sun is shining. The air is heavy with the scent of cherry blossoms. And the grounds are mostly empty. It appears that afternoon classes are still in session.
Go up and head to the temple.
Okay. As you approach the Sword Temple... Ooh. My Valentine's Day dice rolls well. The sentries standing ceremonial guard at the doorway see you. They peer slightly for a second, and then their eyes get a little wide, and they kind of snap to attention. And as you approach, one of them stammers out, Welcome to the Sword Temple. Can I direct you somewhere in particular?
We're interested in procuring some armor and weapons that have been blessed by Balmous. There are some.
Oh, yeah, you want, Sir Vafiel? He's the keeper of the Armoury. If you go in and go down one flight and turn left, you'll find his office.
Is that's not the person I worked with on my sword, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Shall we go there?
Sounds
Let's
like a
go.
good plan to me.
Descending an iron spiral staircase down to the first of the lower levels. The air takes on more of a metallic tang. Arabelle, you remember this very well. This is kind of the working level. And the first office you come to has a placard next to the door that says Sir Keryth Vafiel. And the door is open.
Is anyone inside?
Mm-hmm. There is what you would probably estimate as a moderately attractive elven male. He's wearing dark leather, but all of it's embroidered with elvish script. He has long silver hair, but unusual for an elf, it's actually full and curly. But he looks up. He has rather piercing blue eyes, startlingly. May I help you?
We hope so. We are looking to procure some magical weapons and armor.
And you would be...
We're the four.
I'm Sarah Arabelle Isselin of Torora.
One moment. And he leans over and pulls a drawer in his desk open and looks like he's leafing through.
We haven't talked to anybody about doing this here, so this could go poorly.
He pulls out.
I'm talking to him.
He pulls out a folder that's actually like tied shut, and unties it and flips it open and starts like looking down a list and then goes, so you are Lady Arabelle, and that would make the rest of you Lady Duneshadow, Lady Greenvale, and Lady Zerkat.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, who did you say you were again?
The four.
We're collectively known as the Four, as our adventuring party. But I am a paladin of Torora.
And you got our names correct.
This is rather unusual.
What is?
Well, I recognize the name, and I know some of your exploits. I've heard the songs. But I don't understand why you're on this list.
What list is that?
You're on the list of non-followers of the Metal Lord who are to be treated as followers of the Metal Lord with regard to access to temple services, including the Armoury.
Well, we have worked with a number of people. I mean, I studied here, and I point to my sword, and I crafted my weapon here.
Yes, I suppose that's... No, that still doesn't explain it.
Have I ever heard of this person before?
Yeah, he's the High Paladin of Balmous.
Okay, so he's
you know
probably,
of him, but you've never met him.
But he's probably, like, would I think he's okay to know who Arabelle is?
That's entirely up to you. Usually the identity is not known outside the Temple of Torora.
Okay.
Don't do it, dude.
No.
Tasha, I think you're muted. Because I'm not getting anything through the microphone.
Sorry.
Ah, yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, so, okay, yeah.
And you see him looking at you, Arabelle, like studying you. I think I might have come up with a reason. Well, I shall simply have to hope that the High Priestess Tada knows what she's doing, and... Right. You were interested in armaments.
Yes, it's been a while since we've upgraded anything, and...
We've also got... Nope, that's okay. We've also got some stuff to trade in, sell, whatever. So, it's not just going to be raiding your stock, so...
Well, we have been instructed to offer you what we have at our cost.
We appreciate that.
Well, if you would follow me. And he gets up and he moves with sort of the grace and balance you'd expect of someone who's a master swordsman. Very light on his feet, very sure steps. But he leads you a little further down the hall to a room that is barred by a wide metal panel that's padlocked. And he unlocks the door and swings the panel open, and then gets another key and unlocks the door itself, and then swings it open and leads you into a room that's dark, but when he steps into it, torches on the walls flare up.
That's cool.
Well, welcome to the Armoury of Balmous.
Wow.
Impressive.
And you basically just see it looks like a counter, and behind the counter the rest of the room has no floor.
What do you mean it has no floor?
It has no floor. It's like it looks like a giant pit.
Oh, I bet it's a giant, like, hole of holding or something.
Wow.
I try to peek over into it.
All you can see as you peer over it is you can see racks and just like a series of racks disappearing down into the black.
Right.
Some of the racks hold armor, some of the racks hold various types of weapons. But he steps up to the counter and then says, well, why don't you tell me what you're interested in, and I will call for it, and if it appears, then we have it.
I really like my armor. She has mithril scale.
Mm-hmm.
But I wondered if you had something like this, but that had been blessed by Balmous.
Hmm. I don't believe that there is any enchanted mithril. However, I am fairly confident that we have several different styles of mithril armor.
That are enchanted?
No, that are...
Oh.
But that are mithril, if you were looking for something a bit hardier than scale.
Mithril plus, not mithril scale. Right, because doesn't she already have mithril armor?
I have mithril scale, but there are some that are
Oh,
a breastplate
plus.
or something would
Got
be
it.
probably more.
So he puts his hands on the counter and says, mithril, all types. And you hear the sound of metal clinking coming from the pit. And you see, rising up and floating, you see a mithril chain shirt, a set of mithril scale, a mithril breastplate, a set of mithril half-plate, a set of mithril chainmail, a set of mithril splint mail, and a set of mithril plate mail.
Don't want to go back to disadvantage on my stuff.
And that's what the plate does?
Anything half plate and higher has
Okay.
disadvantage on stealth, even as mithril. But let's see, the breastplate I think is going to be the same as my. Yeah, the breastplate's the same as the scale. Why does it say there's disadvantage on the scale, but it didn't come up that way on me? Oh, if the armor normally imposes disadvantage, mithril doesn't. Oh, the disadvantage is... Okay, yeah, sorry. It doesn't have the disadvantage, sorry.
Yeah,
It's like,
so...
it just lists the normal armor, but it said disadvantage. Okay, so I could go up to...
You could go to full plate if it's mithril.
I don't think I can, actually. I can't go above chain because I'm not strong enough to wear splint or plate.
Ah,
There's a strength requirement.
gotcha.
Did you say there was chain, though?
Yes?
That might look cool. Would one of you want the scale mail? You know, because we're mithril dragons. You know.
Can anybody wear it?
It's medium armor. I don't know.
So I'm looking at... Oh, that's me. Looking at Tasha, she is light. Looking at Gwen, she is light and medium.
So, you could.
And she's currently wearing studded leather +2.
Oh, well, it might be better.
I definitely need a leather, a armor upgrade, but it needs to be something that will still allow me to move easily and be stealthy.
Well, the mithril does that, so there's no disadvantage. But I think if you have +2, you might be better off than the...
Yeah.
Because mithril's scale is 14, and I'm not sure what studded leather +2 is, probably similar.
It's probably
or
the
higher.
same.
It's 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
So it'd be the same. It'd look cooler. Maybe. You look cool in the black studded leather, too. Let's check.
I have a DM question.
Okay.
Are you utilizing the Tal'Dorei campaign setting?
I am not.
Okay, then the point is moot.
The point is moo.
It is moo.
Oh, that moo.
I feel cowed.
Right, because
Oh.
the Raven's Slumber is what Vixhalia got to put Trinket in,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a map-specific, campaign-specific loot.
Yeah.
So I was thinking if Gwen got one of those for Emberheart.
Yeah. I was thinking about that last week. I wondered if it was a regular item.
Is there something like that in the normal gaming?
Not that I
Big-
know of.
It's like a pocket dimension.
Is it like a soul stone or something like that? What is soul stone? Does that take over somebody's? I don't know. Sorry. Never mind.
And is this to put him in?
In case we can't take him somewhere, and then we can't take him somewhere, right?
Right.
Is there no? Okay, what's a soul stone? Oh, it's not singular. It's plural. Why? Is
So
that
you want a
thing?
Pokeball.
Yeah, basically, is what it is.
A pocket dimension.
Yes. I'm
Because the problem is he has to breathe, so he can't go in on.
Right.
Maybe you can get somebody to create one.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I guess I will switch to the chainmail. Looks cool, right? It's very paladin-y.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if no one wants the scale, then I can trade this to you and pay the difference. Or, I mean, would you be interested in the scale, ma'am?
Yes. Mithril is in great demand.
Or did you didn't want it, right? Nobody.
I don't think so because I can't wear it.
And I can't wear it either.
Yeah, so
Is there
And
anything in there that I can wear? That would be better than what I have?
not in group loot. I just looked.
Yeah.
The half plate is medium armor. Did he say he had half plate?
Yes.
2 half.
And that would give you one more.
That's worth
But-
it.
But it does max the dex mod that can be added, and you're so it actually might be less for you.
Oh, boo.
Because your dex, what's your dex bonus?
4.
Yeah, you wouldn't get all of it, which you probably do with the leather.
Right.
So I have no dex mod, so it doesn't. Okay. Actually, look at my character sheet. Yeah, it'll still be better than what I have. Because I don't get my dex mod with the chainmail, but it's still one better than what I have. What was the hand dude's name that died again?
Oh.
Sir.
I don't have my notes here. I'm sorry. Whatever his name is.
Sir something.
Can I ask you a question? You don't have to look it up, Jeff. Arabelle knows what it is.
Ah, Dondratir Blazing Cloak.
Blazing Cloak. Can't believe I forgot that. Did the Temple of Balmous make Sir Blazing Cloak's armor?
No, actually. Not recently. His armor is actually an artifact from before the shattering.
Whoa.
We're going to be heading into the Jagravanan territory at some point to try to recover it, so I didn't know if you knew what it looked like.
Oh, yes, it is adamantine, and it is engraved with protective runes.
Wow.
It is a style and strength of enchantment that sadly we do not any longer understand. We're able to identify it, but not replicate it.
I can see why they took it. Hopefully it curses them if they put it on, since they're so evil.
Unfortunately, I don't believe it has that property. And it pains us that it is in the hands of people so unworthy. So
Very
if
well.
you can return it, that would be a great accomplishment, celebrated by all the temples on the Isle, I believe, but especially us.
And ours as well, I'm sure. That's all I need, because I do not need a different weapon. Mine is perfect.
And
She
I'm
will
happy with
change
my
her
weapons.
armor.
Right, because you made it.
Well,
yours.
if you are intending to turn in your scale
Mhm.
in exchange for the chain, the cost will be 15 gold pieces.
Oh, good.
Okay, and don't forget we have a whole bunch to put in. Gwen, were you needing something?
So
Do you?
he,
sorry.
he with his hands on the counter says, deliver mithril chain, return all else. And the chain floats forward and sets down on the counter. And the rest of it you see drop back into the pit.
Cool.
That is amazing.
I seek items, either a bow for myself or something for my furry companion here. Might you have a helm of teleportation?
I believe that such would be the purview of the tower,
Okay.
as there is no inherent combativeness about it. It would not be something we would create.
Talk to me about bows that you might have in your possession.
I believe that we only have but one. He puts his hands back on the counter. Bows, all types. And a single bow floats into the air.
What flavor is that one?
Oh, that is an oath bow.
Oh. Yes, please.
What does it do?
Okay. Out of character. When you knock an arrow on this bow, it whispers in Elvish, "Swift defeat to my enemies." When you use this weapon to make a ranged attack, you can, as a command phrase, say, "Swift death to you who have wronged me." The target of your attack becomes your sworn enemy until it dies, or until 7 days later. You can only have one such sworn enemy at a time. When your sworn enemy dies, you can choose a new one after the next dawn. When you make a ranged attack roll with this weapon against your sworn enemy, you have advantage on the roll. In addition, your target gains no benefit from cover other than total, and you suffer no disadvantage due to long range. If the attack hits, your sworn enemy takes an extra 3d6 piercing damage.
That's
It's
a lot.
very
please.
cool.
It says, while your sworn enemy lives, you have disadvantage on attack rolls with all other weapons.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Wow.
There are few among us who have the spirit to utilize such a weapon.
I know that I have heard of these bows. I've never seen one. But I've heard they talk to the wielder.
It will speak a phrase, and there is an answering phrase to awake the vengeful spirit of the weapon.
Amazing.
It is, however, extremely rare, and as such, even at cost, it is significant. At 2,500 platinum.
Wow. I look at the group.
It's worth it.
What do you think?
Yes, I think it's well suited for you and your skills.
Bag it up.
I would imagine something similar to the cost that mine would have been if I'd had to pay for it.
It's handy that you were able to make it yourself.
Very well. Oath bow retrieve. And it floats over and sits down on the counter.
We have that, right, Swery? That's a lot.
I
It
walk over to the counter and just start running my hands over the bow.
If you open up D&D Beyond and open up the Dungeon Master's Guide, there's a picture
Okay.
of the oath bow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's all white and gold.
Had one in a different campaign. They're so cool.
So we have 23,900 platinum.
Oh, we have 23,000, and this is 2,500. So we're
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So I will do platinum 2500 minus, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. It'll take a while to count out that many bags.
Right. And then 15 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take them out now Then, when we sell stuff, I'm just gonna add it.
Okay.
'Cause it's easier that way to keep track for me.
I will ask the rest of you, should I sell my current longbow?
Yes, because it's not. Oh, it's +3.
Correct.
Mm,
Who else uses a bow?
I don't think I do.
I do. Hold on. Please. I
Do
think
you
I
use
use
a
a short
longbow?
bow though.
Yeah, you're using a crossbow, right?
I'm using a short bow. Hold
Mm.
on. Can I use? Can you look up
Gotcha. Yes.
whether or not I can use a longbow?
Crossbow, hand, long sword, rapier, short sword, simple weapons. So that is a no.
Okay.
So we might as well
Sell it.
turn it in.
There's no advantage to keeping it in the portable hole or
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, we're trying to sort
Lighten
of
the
clear
load.
out. Yeah, aren't we? That's not the
Yes.
point.
okay.
Okay, so she's got a longbow +3. That we're going to,
That will sell.
yeah. Yes, sir. Okay.
And is there any armor better than what I have? And I indicate my leather armor.
Is it enchanted?
Yes. Hold on, I'm looking at my inventory. It's +3 studded leather.
Oh,
I thought
There
it was
won't be-
+2.
It says in my inventory it's +3.
Then
yeah.
then you have the
That's-
max.
That's what I
Already.
figured. Okay.
It's orange, so that's like pretty much legendary /
Right.
pretty dang high.
do you have an attunement spot for your bow?
Does it need to be attuned?
I'm guessing.
No, I have a ring of evasion, a ring of spell storing, and my winged boots. But I suppose I could ditch the boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does
boots
require
or the
attunement.
Okay.
The boots or the spell storing.
I think I'll only use the boots when necessary.
We could just have one more slot. I'm just
Mhm.
saying.
I'm
Yeah,
playing
no
an
kidding.
artificer next campaign. I want 8 attunement slots or whatever they get at 20th level. It's the
All
only
the
class
things.
Yeah, I think it's 6 or something.
Wow, that's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
What were we gonna put in the spell storing ring?
I think it was her talk to animals.
Yeah, it was. I even think I put on here somewhere spell storing.
All right.
Well, I will ask him, do you have any magical item that would give me the ability to talk to animals all the time, or my furry companion here the ability to talk to me all of the time?
Again, that would be more the purview of
Tower.
the tower.
Understood.
The tower or the grove? What's is it the grove? What's the whatchamacallit?
Oh, I fear that I have no knowledge of what the druids might have.
We could ask Vines. Gwen.
Okay. I can
Alright.
I can ask him.
Tasha, what do you need, my dear?
I don't think I need anything. I mean, I got my luck blade, and I got +3 studded leather,
Oh,
and I've got a +3 short bow, so I'm pretty good.
I have some things I could sell.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got some things too.
Should I mention those
Yeah.
items to him?
Yeah. Would you be interested in more trade?
Of course. We are always looking to supplement the armory.
Should I just give you a list then?
If you wish.
Or should I just tell you each of the items.
You tell me each of the items, and I shall tell you if it is something that we are interested in, and if so, how much we can offer.
Okay. I have studded leather armor.
Just regular?
And, yep. And studded leather +2. I have a quarterstaff and 2 short swords. I'm wondering if I should hang on to those.
Do you have anything for melee that you use?
I guess the short swords. So I'll hang on to those.
I can give you one of the long swords because you can use the long in your dominant and the short in your offhand because I've got some magical long swords.
Okay. So I have 1 short sword to sell.
Would she benefit? Can she do scimitar? Let me look. Sorry.
I have a +2 long sword.
Martial weapons. Can she do a scimitar? Is that considered a martial weapon, or is it
The special one, right?
The question is, okay, it's finesse and light, so yes, it could be used in her offhand instead of a short sword.
What is it?
Scimitar.
that scimitar?
A long
of
sword in
speed?
primary and a scimitar in the...
The scimitar of speed she'd have to attune. I don't think she's got a spot.
Oh, you won. Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, and
just the pluses.
I do have 2 short swords to sell because I have and a short sword that's +1.
So keep the +1 for your
Right.
offhand, and I can give you a +2 longsword for your other.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
He basically says that he would be willing to take the non-magical items as a donation.
Okay.
Do I want to do that, or
But
do
he
we
will.
throw in the?
He will definitely. He can offer 2,500 platinum for the longbow, the +3 longbow, and 3,020 platinum for the +2 studded leather.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
What was the longbow?
2,500 platinum.
Yeah.
So the same cost as her.
Or wait a minute.
Other.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right numbers here.
Yeah, that sounded like a lot.
Well, they're pretty.
Oh,
like,
sorry, that's
like-
gold, not platinum.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I thought. 2,500 gold, and then the
Oh, we were.
studded
Sorry.
leather too.
Yeah.
I think
is-
we're keeping the Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nikki.
That's okay. The studded leather too is the same cost.
3,020.
3,020 gold.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
And what about the +1 short sword?
I thought
Are
you
you
were going
gonna
to
keep
keep that
that?
one.
I
You're
have
keeping it.
2.
Oh.
Oh, plus
Oh.
ones.
Yes. I had 2 regular short swords and 2 +1 short swords because I was using them 1 in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to add a long sword, then I can get rid of 1.
Short sword +1.
He can offer 1,000 gold for that.
Okay.
I
And
think we're
then-
keeping the mundane for the school down the road, right? We were just
Yes.
putting those in the hole.
Yes.
The mundane items that I had.
Yeah,
I
just
think all of us, like the
Okay.
mundane, we were gonna put in group loot for.
Okay, so we'll donate those elsewhere.
to us.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Arabelle, what was the long sword's stats?
It's a +2. And then I have a +2 on 2nd rank breastplate to sell. And- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He can offer 3,200.
And a frost brand longsword.
he can offer 1,000 for that.
So,
Oh.
sorry, go ahead.
I assume the one that we have in group loot is the one that we're talking about, the Frostbrand longsword, right?
That was the one that was in mine.
Oh, so we have 2 of those. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I used before I had my weapon, and we got one somewhere else.
Well, I mean, since we're here, I can use any longsword? Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's a named one's going to need attunement.
Okay. So I'll ask him, have you any longswords? Finer than the one that Lady Arabelle has just offered me.
And a short sword, too. If you get a +3, that'd be cool.
That's true. And long sword's better than... short sword's better than the one I have here.
Which would you prefer we begin with, the long or the short?
Let's start with a short sword.
Very well. And he places his hands back on the counter and says, short swords, all. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 come floating up. And he points and says, Dragonslayer, Flametongue, Frostbrand, 9 life-stealers, life-stealing, sharpness, and a vicious short sword.
Wow.
I didn't get all those. The first one was Dragon.
Dragonslayer, Flametongue,
Yeah.
Frostbrand.
So fire, ice.
Frostbrand,
Short sword.
longsword.
Short sword.
Oh, these are short.
These are the short swords.
Right, okay.
None just
Yep.
with
A 9 lives stealer,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
a short sword of life stealing, a short sword of sharpness,
Mm-hmm.
and a vicious short sword.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay.
They're probably all going to need to be attuned.
What are the things that you have attuned right now?
Right now I have attuned my
Ring of
ring of evasion, ring of spell storing, and my new bow.
Your new bow, right? Because the boots are out of there.
Does it say when you look at the information?
Yes, the Dragon Slayer does not need to be attuned.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Any of the others?
Well,
I'm looking. I have to look each one up individually, so it takes a minute.
Like when you look at, okay, the
flame tongue requires attunement,
right? And the
as does the Frostbrand.
9 lives does as well.
Yep.
And you said vicious does not.
Oh,
and sharpness.
I think sharpness does.
I'm not seeing sharpness on here.
Yes, it does. That is actually listed under sword.
Oh. So my choices are Dragon Slayer
Or vicious.
or Vicious. Dragon Slayer is a +1 bonus to attack and damage. And
unless you're fighting a dragon.
unless you're fighting a dragon.
And then it's a little bit more intense.
So, would they be upset with you
Right.
if you're not a
That's-
Dragon Slayer?
I mean, we might be fighting
The bad dragons.
bad
Mhm.
dragons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wouldn't have to be used against them, obviously, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, would you mind asking them?
What's
Asking
the other one do?
the Vicious? It does.
It is designed to do extra damage.
It says when you roll a 20 on your attack roll, it gives extra damage. But
I
that
can't
seems
get it
like
to
it.
come up for some reason.
It seems like that's all it does.
Yeah.
So
The dragon one would be cool.
yeah, I would rather do the dragon one if it won't offend our compatriots.
I gather out the ball, or should I talk to Mutasa?
Yeah.
Okay. I have the ability to talk to Mother Tassa, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
In my head,
Yes.
regardless of what. Okay. Hey, it's Zora. Sorry to bother you. We're trying to update our armor, and a really viable option for Gwen is the Dragon Slayer short sword. We were just wondering if that was okay with you.
Well, that's a bit like asking a fish if it's acceptable for you to bring a bubble of air. I would say that you could probably possess such a weapon, but carrying it openly when meeting with any Sept member would be considered an act of war.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We wondered, but we were thinking about the chromatic dragons, and it would be its benefits to those fights, but we do not
And
want to call out wars.
Were it used for such an event, there would be absolutely no issue. But it is not something that could be brought into the presence of any of the members of the Septs.
And I tell them that, obviously.
I think
Okay,
I'm
so that's a no.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass then on. I certainly would not want to offend our best allies. So I guess well, I can't do sharpness. That requires attunement. And vicious, does it have, it just says damage is 1d6.
Yeah, it has no plus.
It has no bonuses. So were there any plus short swords, just regular short swords?
Nope.
Okay, then I will stick with what I have. Long swords?
Short swords return. Long swords all. The short swords drift back down, and you hear the sounds of them sort of landing back on various racks, and then you see 5 long swords come floating up. And again, he points and says, "A Dragon Slayer, Frostbrand, Sunblade, Sharpness, Wounding."
Most of those with the names are attunement.
Most.
Most.
Wounding requires attunement. Vicious does not.
Well, there is no vicious for longsword.
It was Frostbrand.
Dragon Slayer, Frostbrand, Sunblade, Sharpness, and Wounding.
What about Sunblade? Wounding requires attunement.
So does the Sunblade. It is cool.
Fun blade. Yeah.
I mean, these are fabulous options, but
Keep the +2.
I'll keep the +2. And thank you.
Longswords return. I will say most of our standard enchanted weapons have been purchased by the army,
Sure.
and that is why we have only the specialized versions of these left.
So we decided none of the.
We
What
do,
about
however, have enchanted ammunition still available.
Oh? Do tell.
Arrows, all. And 2 quivers float up. Ah. Well, the 3rd rank have all been taken by the army, but we have 1st and 2nd.
What is the percentage rate of her being able to get them back? Or is there a percentage rate that she can use them again?
Or can you only use the arrows once?
I don't remember.
Sorry, that was a question, because I think she's got something like
I have +2 arrows.
right, but
I can.
I'm
assuming
don't.
I can use more.
At the end of the battle, you can recover half your expended ammunition by taking a minute to search the battlefield. So
Okay.
you get half back.
Arrows for short bows and long bows are the same, right?
Essentially.
Okay.
you have a crossbow though.
No, I have a short bow. I have a +3 short bow.
Oh, because you just got rid of a crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
How many of the 2nd rank arrows do you have?
And he peers forward. 29.
We'll take the lot.
200 platinum per arrow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
But
we won't take the lot? What
Yeah,
did
we
I
you
will
guess
not.
not. +2 bonus to attack and damage.
He gives a slight smile and says, "You should see the cost for the 3rd rank."
I'm sure.
So it's
Holy-
5,800 platinum for 200, or for 29 of them.
Yes.
And when you use it, you'll get half back. And then the next time you'll have half of that. And then the next time half of that. So maybe a couple for big fights?
Yeah, why don't we...
Like 5 each.
Yeah, I was thinking 10.
Use them for the big bads.
Hold on, I mean, yeah.
Oh. And while he's been talking, 3 single arrows have come floating up. Ah. Oh. Yes, those were down deep. Those are arrows of slaying.
And how much are those each?
350.
Platinum.
Gold.
Oh.
What do they do?
They're purposed against a particular type of creature.
pre-chosen?
Yes.
And which ones are these?
This from the DMG.
Okay.
If a creature belonging to the type, race, or group associated with an arrow of slaying takes damage from the arrow, the creature must make a DC 17 con save, taking an extra 6 die 10 piercing damage on a failed save, or half as much extra damage on a successful one.
Impressive.
And then it's a one-shot. That's why it's so cheap.
But they have like dragon slaying, but then also like specific kinds of dragons and stuff.
He says, these three, there is one purposed for a red dragon, one purposed for a black dragon, and one purposed for an orc.
I don't want that one.
I consider that to be overkill, but...
The two dragon ones would probably be good.
Yes.
And since they're so specific, it probably would not offend our friends.
No.
It
Since
couldn't be used against a set member. Well,
I mean, it could, but not.
It would just be an arrow.
Right.
So that should be okay. So the red and black dragon we should get.
And will we put those then in party loot? Like,
No, we'll give them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you have... Let's see if it requires attunement. Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
so it's red dragon and black.
Correct.
Oh, chromatic, yeah. There's no way it can be misconstrued.
Right.
Can I see your shield?
Okay, we do have some shield, but they are mostly
Arrows return.
We did get some of the
Yes, the red and black dragon are laying on the counter.
but
we want some of the other ones.
the +2.
Yeah, 10 of them.
Then okay, then you got those two.
How much were they individually? 2,500 platinum?
Hold on. Lost my page. I was already looking for Arabelle's shields.
Sorry.
Yeah, 200 platinum each.
200 platinum.
So 2,000 platinum for 10.
Okay, let me take that out. This is the wrong person. I was like, we don't have that kind of money anymore. That's the wrong. This is Zoreth. Wrong Zoreth.
Shields, all. And 4 shields float up. First rank basic enchantment, second rank basic enchantment, Sentinel, and Spellguard.
Sentinel, Spellguard.
Spellguard.
What was the other one? 2?
Oh.
Sentinel is 1 and Spellguard is 1.
Right.
And that spell card is cool. What if I have a 2?
Right. I keep wanting to unattune things.
No. Might be worth the... I mean, I would keep our Sentinel Shield for keeping watch, even though we're usually in the thing, but I'd have to give up my... bonus. How much is the Spellguard shield?
2,000 platinum.
But I could. Actually, I could keep both because the Sentinel shield gives me the bonuses while I'm holding it. And then I could just swap it if we were going into combat. Because the Sentinel shield doesn't have to be attuned. Because that spell guard gives you advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, and spell attacks have disadvantage. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah. I mean, that's... I just bought my Ring of Evasion, but that's probably overall better than the Ring of Evasions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would like the Spellguard shield. And it's super pretty.
2,000 platinum
2,000 platinum? Ooh, I'm
for
sorry.
10 arrows.
Oh.
200 platinum each times 10. 2,000 platinum.
Yes.
And we each get 5? Is that the plan, or do you need 10?
6
Tasha.
and 4.
Alright, so I'm going to take the Spellguard shield. And then, do you have magical quivers?
That would be super helpful, right?
That would.
Yeah, like the efficient one, because I think you just
Um,
draw like it's there, but it's that extra dimension.
Right.
Spellguard shield. Retrieve. Shields return. Quivers. And a single quiver floats up.
Oh, of course.
Quiver of Ilana. And we have 2.
Oh.
Still, and they don't have to be attuned.
Is that different from efficient?
Not too. I mean, they do similar things, I think. Oh, actually, are they the same thing in just different names?
Quiver of Alana. Each of the
They're the
quiver's
same.
3 compartments connects to an extra dimensional space that allows the quiver to hold numerous items, will never weighing more than 2 pounds.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Do you all need them?
I
So,
have an efficient.
You have one.
Oh, I
okay.
don't.
Tasha does not.
Yeah, you should.
500 gold each.
So one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Quiver of Alana, retrieve. And it floats over and rests on the counter.
Because even though it's in the space, you draw like a normal thing, so it's like there when you want it, right? Basically, because it says you draw as if doing so from a regular quiver. So
Yes.
like if your dragon one are in the thing, but if you need them, you can pull that specific one. Or your super magical ones.
Yep.
You won't accidentally use them.
You basically get Hawkeye's quiver.
It's like a handy haversack quiver.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can even put javelins and stuff in there.
I loves it.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
you can actually store your bow in it.
Right. And
That's
swords.
stinking handy.
Oh, wow.
Well, it says long objects such as bows, quarterstaffs, or spears.
Yeah,
And it
not
only
swords.
weighs 2 pounds.
Amazing.
All right.
I dig it.
All right. I have taken all the money out. Taken it out. Just to make sure that it's out.
Okay.
I hand I think 6 arrows to the ranger, maybe 8, and like 2 to Tasha, because
Tasha's got the spells.
She doesn't use her bow as much.
Right, exactly.
That's fair.
So how many are we doing?
8 to you, 2 to her.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 10 altogether.
Of the plus
Oh, I-
twos.
Oh, I put in 5 though. So hold on a second. Let me fix that.
I have some, so
You have some what?
plus 2 arrows. I have
No.
10 currently, so do you want me to have 18 or
No,
15.
the fancy ones. The fancy ones that cost 2,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
She has 10
She's-
already.
She
I do
took
have
the
10.
She took 10, so I need to pay more.
No.
I'm gonna-
No, no. I
Gwen,
had
Gwen
10.
had 10 before you got here.
I had some already on me.
So give her 5 and give me 5.
Of
And then
the
she'll
ones
have
you
15,
just bought.
and
Yeah.
I'll have 5.
That seems fair.
Okay. I got it.
So we're still just buying 10.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. Are we done purchasing the items?
I think so. That
Yeah.
was quite a
Because the wand of the war mage for me is a +2 bonus to spell attack rolls. Do you have any wands? Just to check.
lot. Me? Oh.
No, him.
Again, that would be something
The tower.
for the tower.
Shoot. Okay, and then also I'm assuming staves are
Yes.
the tower. Okay.
Unless you're specifically looking for an enchanted quarterstaff, which we don't have.
Okay.
That's really funny.
Okay. All right. Are you ready to receive?
Of course.
Okay. Frost. Oh, I need to change the page because it's a lot.
Oh, that's right. The rest of the stuff that was in.
Mm-hmm. So the question being again, do we want to hold money or things?
Where are we at with how much we owe right now? Could we, I think maybe if we broke even. No, I mean, if we could sell to where we break even. I mean, or we could pay platinum. The items are easier to afford than gold, right? How much do we owe right now?
0 because I paid it all off so I didn't even tabulate it.
Oh, okay. So we've paid for everything already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for the +3 longbow, the +2 studded leather, the +1 short sword, the +2 breastplate, and the frostbrand longsword, I have 10,720 gold.
Oh, that part I can tabulate because I wrote that down.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Well, it's good that you can double check me, make sure I didn't forget to add one.
I feel like if it's in the portable hole, let's keep it in there because we don't get as much selling as what they cost to buy, right?
Right.
So the value for our hoard is probably more in keeping the item than selling it. But the stuff that we were carrying makes sense to
Yeah.
get rid of.
And
if that made any
720?
sense.
10,720.
Okay. So that's the stuff that you all sold.
That was gold pieces, right?
Well, 1,072 platinum if you want to convert it that way.
Right. And I'm going to add that to group loot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we've been
1,720.
purchasing stuff out of groups.
Add 1,720. Add to platinum. Okay. So then we're going to keep even the green stuff. Like we have 2 shields +1, we have a mace +1, longsword +1. Like all the +1s, should we get rid of those?
Well,
Or
again,
just keep them?
things you might be able to use.
For our new adventurers.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So then Zoreth has some stuff. Sorry. Appreciate your patience. Okay. I have crossbow bolts +1. I have 25. Oh, no. Please hold. No. Because the lantern of revealing. I gotta look to see what it does. I'm sorry, I forgot.
It reveals anything invisible within a 20 or 30-foot radius.
We want that.
Oh yeah, no, we keep that. I actually have that. I guess I should have probably used that when the imp came around, but I did not remember. I can't remember.
It was further away than that.
Then
So it wouldn't have revealed it.
30-foot radius. Okay, yeah. Okay. So Zora does not have things that she can. So I've got the robe of the Archmagi, the staff of frost, a crossbow plus bolts, and the wand of the war mage, and then my amulet. So, and then that is it. And okay, so I'm gonna move the things that are black to group loot, right? So we're saving them, like dagger, and crossbow bolts that are not. Well, I'll keep the crossbow bolts, but the dagger to the group loot. Okay.
Well, you might want to hang on to a dagger just to have a dagger.
Should I get a big kid dagger then? I mean, like,
You could, but
oh, would that quiver be good for me for my crossbow bolts and stuff, or just no?
Yeah.
Because, so yeah, I have a wand and I have a staff, and then I've got my crossbow hanging on my hip. And then if I needed to get, okay, I'm gonna buy a quiver.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
It's 500 gold.
yeah.
plus you can put your wand and your staff in it if you want.
Put
And
my
they're-
staff in it, yeah.
You don't have to carry it all the time.
Yes, 500. Oh, 500 gold. Question: how big of things can you put in it?
Up to like quarterstaff and javelin and spear size.
Does that include the rug?
No.
Okay, so currently that's in the hole, but I just figured I'd check. So, okay.
How small can we fold the rug?
Well, you don't fold it, you roll it.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I have been carrying it on my back when we've been like needing it to travel. Like we know we're needing it. Everything else, it goes in the.
And it is what size?
I think it's 5x7,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. And I don't know if I actually have it on my. Oh yeah, no, carpet of flying 5x7.
Well, the central pouch of the haversack can hold up to 8 cubic feet, so we might be able to put it in there.
Okay.
Because if it's
That's
rolled,
the haversack you bought.
yeah, both Tasha and I have one, so that
Okay.
we could at least have it put away, and then when we want it, it'll be right handy.
Closer. Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. So then I paid for the thing, and what did you say it is? Quiver of
Quiver of Elana.
Quiver of her. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I think we're good.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty happy.
Right?
I had one more question about Sir Blazing Cloak. Did he also have a shield?
I'm certain that he did, but I don't recall it being unique.
Okay. Just make sure that we recover everything we're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say it was full plate? I didn't write it.
Yeah. Did you say it was full plate, Jeff?
He said it was plate.
Okay.
That's all, but could be half, could be breast. He didn't specify. He just said engraved plate.
Adamantine.
Yes.
Protective. Okay. Just I'd like to see if you have a dagger. Since we're here. And I could use a dagger, just saying. If it's good to have one.
Daggers, all. And 2 daggers come floating up. One has a jagged, almost unevenly serrated blade, and he tells you that's a vicious dagger.
Oh.
And the other one, it's kind of strange. It has, it almost looks like someone has carved into the top of the edges of the blade little troughs. And he tells you that's a dagger of venom.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. Nikki doesn't know. When would I use a dagger? If I've got... That'd be hand to hand, right?
Or you could throw it.
Sneak attack.
Or, you're trying to cut someone loose from ropes that are binding them, and you needed a little something with a blade.
Oh, so vicious would be
More useful to you.
I think so, than the dagger of venom, because the dagger of venom would just be
Well, here's what the dagger of venom does.
+1 to attack.
Plus 1 to attack and damage rolls. You can use an action to cause thick black poison to coat the blade. The poison remains for 1 minute or until an attack using this weapon hits a creature. The creature must succeed on a DC 15 con save or take an additional 2d10 points of poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute.
2d10. That's a bit.
It is.
Now, that's something you can't use again until the next dawn. So it's like a once-a-day thing. But it's still a +1 dagger.
Right. If I needed it quickly.
I have one.
Yes, but you need one. I mean, like,
For
I'm
sneaky
assuming...
snicks.
Yeah. How much is your dagger of venom?
500 platinum. Or no, excuse me, 150 platinum.
Worth it.
I think I'm gonna take that.
A dagger of venom retrieve.
Mm-hmm.
Daggers return.
Okay, and venom. Okie dokie. Oh. Thank you, sir. And I'm gonna put that in my quiver. Oh, right? That would go in the quiver? Or is it go in my other pocket?
You just put it in your belt. I mean,
yeah.
It comes with a sheath. So
okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm not thinking.
It's all right.
Okay. Gosh, you've been quite helpful.
Really, you have.
We are most appreciative.
I'm gonna have to start working out.
Right.
Plate armor's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy metal.
What you need is a belt of giant strength.
Where do you get those?
The tower.
Tower. Okay. I didn't even think about that.
Right. I mean, like, who would?
I'm only 1 away from the regular because my strength's 14 and I need a 15 for the heaviest armor, so it's not that big of a deal. But
Okay.
I don't get another ability increase for a couple levels, so I'd have to get
Is
something.
the heaviest armor loud?
Not if it's mithril.
Mine isn't. But when the adamantine will be regular, so I'll have to get like boots of elvenkind or something.
Okay. Or your giant strength, I'm sure, must be.
Because it'll go back to
attuned.
having disadvantage on stealth with plate. Well, actually anything half scale mail, half plate and higher all have disadvantage on stealth. So I'll have to get something to counteract that. The mithril's fine, but adamantine, you can't be critted, so.
Oh, and of course they're all specific giant things, so I can't even it does require attunement, so yeah. Okay. We've got all the things we need. We're saving all the other things. I know I said that we were gonna trade in a bunch of stuff, but
We did some.
Yes.
We did.
Some very useful things.
Good.
In the future, we are planning on setting up a training academy of sorts for others. Is that something we could come back and talk to you about for some of your graduates? Might be a good training placement for them.
Perhaps. You would need to speak with Lady Tarda.
And where would she, Tarda, Tarda?
Yes.
Where would she be located?
Her office is on the main floor. She is the leader of the temple.
I mean, we don't need to talk to her today. It occurred to me that it might be a useful alliance with the Temple of Balmous.
Doing some trading, etc.
Well, I wish you well in your endeavors, especially in your attempts to return Sir Blazing Cloak's accoutrement.
Retrieving it is one of my top priorities.
Understood.
Weird.
I think he suspects. There's no confirmation, but he's got a pretty good idea of.
Yep.
I lean over and I tell Arabelle, I have a potion of giant cloud strength. No.
Cloud giant strength, yeah.
Cloud giant strength. Just, it's a potion, but,
That's helpful to know in case we ever need it.
Your strength score changes to 27 for 1 hour.
Okay. Well, if we're ever in a situation where I need to get a little more physical, I will recall. Maybe I should put it in my haversack.
Yeah, let me give that to you right now.
Okay.
Potion of cloud giant strength.
Okay, I will add it to the haversack.
I know, right? And while you're in there, add the carpet of flying. I'm giving that to you so I can take it out of my stuff. Sorry, we are doing.
And it's a 5x7.
Yeah, it's purple and 5x7.
Well, if you are able to remember the way, you can show yourselves out.
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question for the DM. That carpet of, I just deleted it, of course, says something that you can hold stuff. It can carry up to 1,200 pounds. And then when you delete it, right, it says it will delete all of the things that it is carrying. Is that us? deleting it, or is that
no.
actually carry stuff?
That's D&D Beyond telling you that if you had anything in D&D Beyond set as stored on the carpet.
So what kind of things can you store on the carpet? Like,
well, whatever you'd be carrying on the carpet besides
like
the people.
Like a tensor's
Exactly.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you for knowing
if
what
somebody
I'm
was
talking about.
somebody was using it in a dungeon, they
To
were
carry
flying
loot
on it,
out
and
of it.
everything else that you've picked up was on the carpet.
Right. Or following behind us. Right.
Yeah, because like it's its own thing. It like I can't put it in. It shows up as its own line item.
Yeah.
Like backpack, haversack at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like a storage device.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't. Answers is not a thing apparently in this.
Yeah. Add items to your carpet of flying.
Right, but it would be.
We'd have to have it out all the time.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, because I was trying to figure out, like, where is it going? I'm trying to put it in my haversack. It wasn't working. All right.
Well, you make your way back to the staircase, up to the first floor, and back out onto the main green.
I'm spelling it wrong. Sorry.
Gwen.
Yes.
In your head, you hear... Hello. I hope I'm not catching you at an awkward time.
Oh,
No.
Aralakhis has contacted us
Oh.
and is ready for us to speak with him if you can come back to the edge soon. It's a standard sending, so...
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I say to the others,
Well,
Aralahkis
do you want to respond to Athgarr?
Yes. I didn't know if I could ask them before I answered.
We would agree.
Good question.
We would probably agree. Like, good to know, be right there.
That was on our list. You know that already.
Okay. I just think it's nice to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I respond and say, we just finished shopping. We will be back promptly.
Okay.
Where are you at?
Yeah. And where are you located?
You would know that.
Well,
He
it was
can't
a standard sending, so
he can't
it's
respond
call and
again.
response, and the spell's over.
Shoot. Sorry,
Okay.
never mind. Dang it.
Probably back to the keep.
Yeah, let's go back.
And then if we have to go to Gaygo's, we can go from there.
Mm-hmm. So, Tensor's floating disc holds up to 500 pounds. And you would pull it, like you would
Yeah, it
motion
follows
behind
you.
Right. And so the carpet would still need to have somebody on it, right?
To
Flying
steer.
it.
But
not,
it would hold 1,200
1,000,
minus
yeah.
the 1,200 minus the weight of whoever was driving it.
Right. But, okay. So, kind of the same thing, but you'd have to have a driver. Got it. Thank
But
you.
twice as much, really.
Yeah. Okay. Pages of Gray.
So confused.
Oh, because what of the things that I've just asked?
No, I trying to make sure all of my changes happened because I had two things open, so I don't think I got everything right.
Got it.
That's good.
So Gwen tells us we have nothing left to do here, correct? We don't need to talk to anybody.
I don't think so. I think we can just go back.
Mm,
Oh, I'm dumb.
You are not dumb.
Yeah,
Why are you calling me yourself names? It's
because
not-
I deleted. I was thinking it was because I saw Mithril and I was like, oh no, I got rid of that. No, you still have Mithril, Pam. So I deleted it and then I had to put it back in.
It happens.
I was like, my changes didn't happen. Yeah.
Right.
If we talked to Master Ranro, I would have made an excellent sorcerer. That's not a thing right now. Okay.
I need something to carry. Well, I hold my one shield, so I'm sure I have some. Like you strap it on the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I usually carry my perception one. So
Yeah.
I can strap the other one to my back.
Got it. Groovy. I think we're good.
It would probably fit in the same haversack compartment as the rug.
Yeah, I could put it away.
Okay, so FYI, I have one spot left for teleportation, so Athgarr will need to take us further to Gaygo's. Right?
We're gonna circle to Thunder's Edge, right?
Correct. But
To the house.
I have used all of I have 2 slots for a teleportation circle, like in that, and then 6th, 7th, because we've got a lot of places today. 8th, and then 9th is the only place that I've got to put even a teleportation circle. So
Okay, so you can get us home though.
oh, I also have the ring.
There you go.
Can I do the ring?
Have you the
no,
ring?
that would. Sorry, hold please.
Don't use the ring unless you have to, because you won't have a slot to fill it back up, right?
Right,
Right.
but also, I don't remember if I attuned it. Like, I don't remember at what point we got it. I remember us getting it, but did we stick around for an hour waiting for things? I kind of remember that. Does
I
anybody know what
assume
I'm
that
talking about?
yeah, I assume that we are attuned. That we took
Because
that time.
we stayed at Obrus's for a bit because we had to wait for something.
Right.
We had to wait for permission, right?
We were hanging out in the hallway while he
I'm
was in
asking
class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
but
would
That was
not have
before
been-
we shopped.
That would
That was
not have
before
been
we shopped.
sufficient time either.
Yeah,
so.
no, we didn't. We haven't shopped it, so we'll have
So
to.
yeah, you haven't had time to attune yet.
Dude.
So when we get to Thunder's Edge, we will sit down, have a short rest, and eat lunch.
Well,
And it's
it'll
you.
be
And
dinner
attune.
time by the time you get there.
Time difference.
Well,
It'll be dinner. Yeah, we haven't eaten since breakfast, so I'm sure we're hungry.
yeah,
Because you can eat during a short rest, I think.
sure.
All right. So I'm gonna teleportation circle us. Level 9. And we're gonna go
That's the only slot you have left is one level 9?
Mm-hmm.
because we have been.
Oh, I thought you said you had 2. Yeah, sorry.
No, I
Literally
normally
have no spells. Gotcha.
Yeah, in the 5th level spell slots for teleportation circle, they're both filled.
Gotcha.
6th, 7th, and 8th because we have gone many places today.
Yep.
Let's go home.
We go home.
Take a nap.
And I'm going to put us, actually, a teleportation circle into the keep.
Into the keep.
Right? Because if we go home...
Yeah, we have that one, I think, because that's where we went before we got
Yeah.
our circle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm just double checking where you're going.
We don't need to go home because
No.
none of this
Right.
stuff we need to drop off because we just bought stuff that's going to be on us.
I
or
forgot
in-
about the circle and the keep.
Okay. Keeping, please.
All right. As the light appears and you all step into it, your vision dissolves into the teleportation chamber in the basement of the Lord's Keep in Thunder's Edge. And there is a startled guard.
Hey, I wish this
Oh.
were easier to let you know. I'm super sorry.
I'm getting used to it. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Lord Athgarr asked me, should you arrive here, to send you to the audience hall.
All right.
How formal.
Well, it's a big enough space.
Interesting.
Mm-mm-mm.
We go.
Yeah.
Okay. There are a few guards here and there who just sort of give you a long look and then nod once they verify that it's you. You make your way up a couple flights of stairs up to the second floor. The doors to the audience hall are open. And as you enter, it's been reconfigured slightly. The dais with the Lord's seat is still at the back of the hall, but the room is essentially empty, except there are 4 couches set in a rough square in the middle of the room. And you see Athgarr and Gaygo and Aralakhis
Oh, great.
sitting
They're here.
on the couches. And Athgarr and Aralakhis are in deep conversation. Gaygo looks up as you enter and looks at the two and just kind of smiles softly, stands and walks up to meet you. I appreciate you getting here so quickly. Oh, he's all right.
Be a dragon?
Yes, he's a couple.
I'm sorry.
We have things to tell you.
All right.
Please,
Cool, let's go sit on the couches.
come and sit.
We thought perhaps, right, as we walk over, we thought perhaps it was similar to Mother Tassa, maybe, right? That she didn't remember she was a dragon?
It's best if I let him explain.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I plop down.
Mm-hmm.
And Athgarr and Aralakhis both kind of look up and realize you're there, and
Glad to see you upright, Aralakhis.
Really
Yeah.
glad.
You gave us a scare.
Again.
yeah, there's a lot.
We gathered. Athgarr, not to postpone our discussion, but is there any chance we could have food while we talk?
Oh, of course, I should have thought.
We've just
Um,
been traveling.
Please,
A lot.
I've heard the beginning of this already, so don't wait for me. I shall go and arrange for food, and I will return. But please.
Thank you.
And he gets up and walks out. Yeah. Athgarr is Lord now.
Oh, yes, you missed that.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was kind of out of it.
kinda.
No,
I kind of did.
no. Because he was there, and then when they flew away...
That was the funeral.
That was the funeral. That's the last thing I
Oh.
remember.
Sten had to manage the,
Frick, that's right. No
Yeah.
worries, thanks.
Yep.
Poor Sten.
She did good.
She did great.
But I'm sure it was stressful.
Well, probably. Would have been stressful for me. I can only imagine what it would have been for her. She's my next stop when we're done here. Because I'm afraid her time as Seneschal to the Lord is not done. In fact, I believe it's permanent.
sounds like you have other things on your plate.
So what's going on?
Yeah, just start at the beginning.
More than one, actually.
Please start at the beginning.
Yeah,
At the beginning.
well. I mean, at the
As
beginning
far
of-
back as you want to go.
Right. Whatever we need to know.
My name is Aralahkis.
Frick, I'm gonna.
More dragon names. Gotta spell.
It's like hippopotamus or Aralahkis. What? How did you say the last name?
Acidophilus.
It's
yeah.
all one word.
Oh,
Like Casa
Aralahkis.
Prononcial kind of thing.
Oh,
Yes.
frick. Okay, so please the spell. Aralahkis.
Arilah.
Are you
Yeah.
spelling Aralahkis?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
A-I.
No,
R.
A-R.
A-R.
I-L.
I-L.
A-H-K.
H-K. I'm so fucking not spelling that right.
I-S-T.
Normally it stops at the S, right? The T is new.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And is that like a
Nope. Nope.
Okay. Carry.
A-L-I-P-H-Y-S.
Okay.
Good goddess.
We can still call you Aralahkis, right?
As I consider you to be friends, yes.
Thank you.
Aralahkis. Aralahkis. Okay. Welcome to
We are pleased to meet you.
right,
Fully
welcome to
and
the
formally.
dragon. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
In the septs of my kind, there were some who had developed the powers of the mind as opposed to the powers of magic.
And that's the gem dragons?
Yes.
Briefly interrupt this. Are these things that you just now have learned, or were you holding back from us?
These are things that I remembered once I was restored to my natural form.
Sorry. It was exciting.
I was not one of them, but those who had so developed those powers foresaw a great calamity.
The shattering.
We did not realize that at the time, but we
What'd you call
saw
it? A great.
a great calamity approaching. And it was foretold that we would not survive in our natural forms, that we would only survive by assuming our smaller forms.
Are there more of you?
I hope so.
Oh boy.
But if there are,
They don't remember what they are.
no. The shattering did deprive us of our memories.
Oh my word.
And
How
so,
is it that yours was restored?
by resuming my full form.
So after the funeral, when they got up and flew away,
And he turned into a dragon. And then it shifted into the sapphire.
As near as we can tell, what began this was my death.
Oh wow.
Oh, right, because you actually had, with Gaygo, turned into a dragon previously. I was just going to
Correct.
ask that.
Right. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
So when you were resurrected, revived.
It began to break down the walls that the shattering imposed.
Oh, wow.
And would explain the strange flashes that I was having that I didn't understand.
After you became a dragon, you started having strange flashes, or you
I started having strange flashes from the moment I was revived.
Right, you had been acting strange or feeling strange.
Yes.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, that makes your attraction to Gaygo a little less
Weird.
interesting. Or more, I'm not
And
sure.
he glances at Gaygo, and she just gives him this kind of inscrutable look, and he looks back and says, "Actually, no. Traditionally, our septs do not mix."
So you're just breaking all sorts of rules, is what you're telling us.
Well, no, because he's both a gem, right? You're both, right?
How many? Wait. Okay, explain this to me.
Are
Are you more than one kind of dragon?
Through the use of the sorcerer's arts, yes. Innately, I am of the Sapphire Sept.
Okay.
Innately.
But
That's pretty cool.
Gaygo was able to teach me magic to allow me to transform myself into a member of the Bronze Sept.
Well, that's amazing.
And that threw your body and mind into a conflict.
A discordance.
Yes.
This is not right. Bling bling. Let's
Not
change
the way
it back
I
right quick. Yeah.
However,
Yes.
and he actually starts to flush a little. And
Oh
he
my.
looks at Gaygo. And Gaygo says, "I am in clutch."
You're pregnant?
Apparently so.
Congratulations.
Is this
When-
a first time kind of a intercept baby?
We don't know. We have no way of knowing until I actually lay the egg.
Wow.
Have you any idea when that might be?
It usually takes a few months. This is
how
not
exciting.
my first child.
Wow.
Do you remember where your lair was, Aralahkis?
I do. It's quite some distance away.
Were the gem dragons more in the western area?
Yes.
So we tried to go to Western Aecathan.
But we got our asses handed to us.
Also, there was a horrible headache kind of feeling.
Yes.
And can you explain that?
It is on my list of things to investigate,
Okay.
but as I have not been there with my full mind intact since the shattering,
Right.
I do not know exactly what has occurred.
Okay.
Do you need us to go with you?
We will, you know.
I mean, it's not on the top of our list, but for you.
I appreciate that. I am going to attempt to travel to Kiln Kuldor, which I recall was, I think you would describe it as the equivalent of Erma,
Oh,
run by a group, a cabal of dwarven artificers.
Gwen, is that where you went? Was it Gwen that went to Western
Yeah.
Aecathan? With
Mhm.
Aloric, right?
yeah.
Is that where we went?
No, you've never heard of this place.
Yeah. It wasn't ringing any bells.
I believe if there is anything to be found there, information-wise, the dwarves will know.
Are you planning on teleporting
Yes.
there? Do you know? You want somebody to like tag along with you just for a hot minute so we can learn that? Or do we have to ask permission to learn those things? I would know, but I'm asking.
I believe it would be better for me to go alone.
Okay.
I'll be
Got it.
going.
Because you're gonna
I'll be going in this form.
right, and they don't know you,
No.
and it's gonna be like us going into the keep. Poof, hi, here we're here.
Yes.
But if you immediately teleported back, we at least then would know how to get there, right? If you need us.
That's what I thought about. That's kind of
Because it's
what
not
I
like a
was thinking.
circle, but just if we've seen it, it's easier to get there, right?
You could attempt to scry once I'm there.
Can I find the circle address once I've scribed?
It'll just be a regular teleport.
It would be a regular teleport destination
But
because you'd
the
have seen it.
percentage rate would be
Lower,
much lower, right?
because it would be
Just
like
by
seen
sight,
seen
yeah.
casually.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So I would ask Gaygo to go with me, but he's worried. He wants me to stay home and stay safe like a typical male.
Question. Are we telling anyone, or are we to act shocked if anyone tells us?
Tells you what, dear?
That you're in clutch.
There are now 7 who know.
Okay.
So we know nothing.
Mm-hmm. We won't tell anybody.
That's not our information to give out.
Correct?
And I will act super surprised.
Shocked even.
Yeah. Say it isn't so.
To be honest, I do not even know if the egg is viable.
Well,
Given the cross.
septness of it.
Traditionally, while technically the same species, there is enough difference that crossbreeding has never been done successfully.
Wow.
Are you hoping that this will be another child for you?
Of course.
Then we will hope for that as well.
We will.
And I believe, and she looks at Aralakhis and he just kind of nods, that it may be some cause for hope, because this would have occurred while Aralakhis was in bronze dragon form.
Mm-hmm.
It is a complete transformation.
I think it might work then.
Perhaps. But again, we will not know until we know.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This could be the start of something really, really very cool.
Yeah. It's just a lot to take in.
You could be a daddy soon.
Yes, and I get all these memories flooding back, and now I'm going to be a father.
I take it that you have not remembered that you had a mate already.
No.
That's good. We don't want any dragon fights.
No.
It has been a really long time.
I was still relatively young.
Oh.
I was barely over a century old.
Oh, wow.
And while I am in the vicinity of Kirn Quildor, I will attempt to ascertain if my domicile is still in existence and still accessible. Apparently, in Bronze Sept culture, it is appropriate to bring gifts. So I have to see if I have any gifts left.
Like
to bring to
horde-type
Gaygo.
gifts?
To the expectant mother.
Yes.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
We'll have
what kinds of gifts are typical?
Well, the father is expected to increase the horde of the mother.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Right. So once you remember where your lair is, once you remember where your
I
horde
remember
is,
where it was. I
right,
do not
right.
know if it still is.
And
Correct.
if it has not been looted.
Yes.
most of the metallic dragons' lairs were intact, so hopefully yours is. I'm sure you hid it well.
I hope so.
Well,
Athgarr comes wandering back in.
will you promise to reach out if you need help?
Of course. And who else would I call? Not him. He's going to be busy.
Or Sten.
You realize that technically you still are a subject of Thunder's Edge. I could order you not to go.
Oh.
Good luck with that.
That's what I said.
How well did that work when your father ordered you to stay, Athgarr?
Oh.
It worked quite well up until I met you all.
We are a bad influence.
It is amazing what being around the right people can do.
Yeah, bad influences.
Well, that may be, but the right influences at the right time, I'd say.
He is Lord now, I think.
I mean, yes, we did okay.
There's a knock at the door, and you see a group of servants. 2 of them carry in a table, and 3 more come bearing platters that they sit on the table. Lots of food.
Oh, thank goodness I'm starving.
Thank you very much, Athgarr, for arranging this.
Oh, of course. And again, I apologize. I should have thought.
Well, you didn't know that we didn't eat.
And you've had more than enough on your mind.
Have traveled with you. I know how frequently you remember. Yeah. So that's all the news that's fit to tell right now.
Wow, that was a lot.
Yep.
How lucky that the metallic dragons gifted us some sapphires, so we'll feel close to you
So, how many seps are there in the gem?
5.
Okay. So there's
Diamond, topaz, emerald, ruby, and sapphire.
okay. And what can sapphire dragons do?
Hold, please.
Yeah, they're like
He
the
knows
blue
this,
ones,
I don't.
right? Right, they're like the blue ones, though, right?
Um.
Do they have cold?
Oh, no wonder.
Oh.
I can't see it. I'm in the wrong folder.
Emerald.
If they're like the blue, then they would have lightning.
Oh, electric. That's right. White's cold.
Actually, our breath is sound.
Ooh.
Ooh. Do you remember the others?
I do not.
That's
I have
all
only
right.
recently remembered my own,
Correct.
Fair.
but it's a pulse of very high-pitched, almost inaudible noise. And it sonically damages and incapacitates.
Neat.
The more hardy can resist the incapacitation, but
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've remembered what you are, I would imagine you'll no longer be impacted by the wild magic.
probably not.
Yeah. Have you tried anything since?
I actually haven't.
He's been busy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's similar. It works for Zori, and she's not even a full dragon.
True.
Well, you can count on us just like you always have, and as hopefully friends of the gem dragons now.
I think I could successfully make that argument to any of the others I might encounter.
The gem dragons are neutral, right?
Yes.
Player
Yes.
question. Okay.
Yeah.
That could be quite the adventure to actually find the other dragons, especially if they don't know that they're dragons.
And
Right.
potentially all be in Western.
And
So-
hopefully there's a different way to begin the restoration process that's going
Then-
to be...
Besides killing them?
Yes, it's going to be a very awkward time if I'm
Oh,
randomly
dear.
killing dwarves in the hopes that when and if
No.
they're revived, they return to their former memories.
Is that an
Yes.
altered memory?
Question, I was just gonna say that. Your fix the whole town thing? Could
If you
that
find a way that I can restore them similar to what we did in Belenamart, I might be able to use my... I don't even think he knows about... I mean, he knows what she is, but I don't know if he knows what she did in Belenamart.
Yeah, maybe not.
One of
I
the
don't know.
One of the abilities granted to me by Tror in my new role is that I can affect an entire community at once with a spell. So I cast the
Good gods.
memory wipe, memory reversal on Belenamart, and that's how we freed them from the... So
And the-
if there's a way that I can restore the
Theoretically-
memories, I should be able to do it for all of your people. Because you would be a community.
Wow.
all the people that would probably be in the kill door.
I can do it once a week, but I mean, if there's many there, that would be a way to help them remember who they are.
Interesting. Well, if I am able to locate someone that I suspect, I will attempt that magic.
Do you have any idea how you would identify a potential person?
I do not.
Mm.
Other than they will be dwarven, gnomish, or halfling.
Oh, all of the gem dragons chose that form?
Yes.
Those are their smaller forms.
Yes. The chromatics chose humans. The metallics chose elves. We chose the smaller races.
And what is he right now?
Dwarf.
He's a dwarf, yeah. I
did not remember that at all.
Yeah, he's always been a dwarf.
But he's in his dwarven form.
He
we're
is in
talking.
his dwarven
Right,
form
no,
right
but
now, yeah.
I for whatever reason I thought he was an elf.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Chromatics choose humans. Oh, it's metallic. God, I can't even think of the word. Metallic chose elves.
Wonder if I don't have it, and so we've never. I don't think used it on you, but perhaps greater restoration. I don't know if that.
Athgarr, do you have that ability?
I do. What are you thinking?
I'm just wondering if that
Would help him get more? Or
if that would work. But you haven't remembered everything, right?
I remembered enough. The things
just wondering.
the things I can't recall are the more esoteric, specific facts that perhaps I didn't know.
Okay.
The one thing I do remember about our septs is we tend to be much more isolated between the septs. We don't really socialize with the other septs unless there's some sort of emergency.
And I could cast reverse anomaly and see if there's anything left. But
Well, you're welcome to try.
then maybe perhaps have Athgarr also cast greater restoration, just if there is anything lingering that we can impact.
I'd be happy to.
She'll cast reverse anomaly.
Okay.
But it's greater restoration, right?
Yep. And you cast reverse anomaly, and you feel the magic energy flow from you and into Aralakhis, and he looks at you like
Nothing.
something supposed to be happening.
Only if there was any modified memories left.
These weren't modified so much
Just
as
lost.
blocked. Like we were cut off from them.
That's what happened, right? With Mother Tassa, or that was a different thing, right?
Yes.
With Mother Tassa, it was deliberate. It was chosen that she would forget.
But then once, I can't remember how she remembered.
It had to do with moving the those memories into Zorith
That's right.
and then moving them
So-
back,
Yeah.
which
So
was
is
kind of, if you think about it, a little bit synonymous
Of a
with
death.
the draconic death, because
Mhm.
it was gone
Mhm.
and then it returned.
So they're not diamond, they're crystal, right?
Crystal, sorry.
gray. Okay, yeah, no, because I was looking it up and I was like, not finding it. So, okay, crystal. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I was trying to recall from very sketchy memory.
No worries. I'm just trying to get it all down.
Athgarr wants to cast Greater Restoration on you just to be.
And Athgarr begins to sing a very robust, swirling tune. And as he does, Aralakhis begins to glow slightly. And he finishes the tune, and the glow fades.
Nothing.
Well, that was an interesting sensation.
Surprise!
But I don't recall anything new.
Maybe your knees will hurt less.
I'm still pretty young, actually.
Young enough, apparently.
How old is he? Yeah, how old is he?
He's a little over 200.
Okay, and so do dwarves... how long do they live?
Yeah, up to about 400.
Okay.
Generally.
Because I assumed that he was way older than me because I'm... So he's just double my age right now.
Yeah.
So he's still young-ish. He's still youngish. That's funny, I did not think that.
Yeah, he's probably the equivalent of a 40-year-old human.
What does that make me? 20-ish? In my 20s?
I'm trying to remember. I think elves live the longest.
I think so too. Sorry, a totally distraction.
No, that's all right.
Main topic.
I think it's lame that paladins don't get Greater Restoration.
Elves can live well over 700 years.
So I'm a wee barn.
Yep.
Yeah. Used to baby when their parents were gone.
Yeah, that part I know, but okay, so I might need to fix my timeline. I might need to fix my age. Just as a pin that and come back to it, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
While you've been talking, Gaygo has gotten up and has been making plates and bringing food over to people.
Thank you, Gaygo.
You needn't wait on us.
Let's just say I'm practicing. It's been a while.
Wow.
I wonder... I'm guessing... Sorry, my brain is processing.
I mean, like,
I'll be back
out loud, like, all the things, right?
I'll be back.
She's still processing.
Now it's a lot.
Well, I was just trying to think... because I don't think we've ever used some of our abilities around you in the past.
Oh yeah, would you just
But
so we know? Do a spell.
Gwen's primeval awareness, I don't think she's used it when we've been with you, or my locate creature would help you find those like you.
It would tell me if there were any dragons in my vicinity within 6 miles.
Can you check right now?
I concentrate and try to sense any dragons.
You don't sense any dragons.
None at
Right.
all?
Because
None.
none of us are informed. And I don't even know if I would appear as a dragon, but I was just curious.
Wow.
That's interesting.
So if a dragon is in their smaller form, it doesn't.
No.
Appear as a dragon. It's a complete transformation.
Correct. I am a
Ew.
dwarf. Gaygo is an elf.
So weird.
And yet, she is in clutch.
Well, in this form, you would say that I am pregnant.
So does that mean that the
Does it
offspring is also transforming?
Upon maturation.
No, I mean, like right now, is that what you mean? Gwen?
Yes. So if you were to stay in this form for the equivalent of a human gestation period or an elven gestation period, would you give birth?
Not lay an egg?
I would be forced back to my natural form in time to evacuate the egg.
Evacuate. Okay.
Interesting.
As I understand this ability, although I am by no means an expert, my other physical form is held in place elsewhere. And this form is essentially created, and I embody it.
Oh.
Yeah, and the locate creature spell specifically says if they're in a different form, you can't find them.
Interesting.
Does
So
that mean that your forming egg is also in that location?
Yes.
So this form is not pregnant.
Mm-mm.
I guess technically, no, it's not.
And that would be all born dragons.
Yes.
That is cool. That's interesting.
Especially if you think about, so can this form also get pregnant?
Oh, God.
I do not believe so.
I give Aralakhis a side eye and go, well, it's worth thinking through before,
We have never in these forms.
This is going a place we don't need it to.
Really?
So would it be like a question DM? Would it be like an extra planar situation?
Yeah.
What? I'm trying to write this all down and it's like, no! Extra planar
Well,
keeps dragon form. Okay.
I will pray for good health for you and your offspring, because I think Auntie Arabelle sounds like a good name.
I agree. And
but I assume
to have the sponsorship of the Mithril Sept would make this offspring notable.
the offspring will be in dragon form and therefore largish compared to us.
As I recall, when they're first born, they're approximately as long as you are tall, Gwen.
It will be hard to swaddle, said creature.
Well, yes, you would not want it crawling on your lap.
To cuddle in a different way.
Correct.
Well, I am so excited, and I hope it's a girl.
Baby dragon.
I don't care what gender it is as long as it's healthy.
Do dragons raise their young, or do they just go off on their own fairly quickly?
It varies, depending on the wishes of the parent. For example, my broodmother kept us with her until we reached adolescence and then literally kicked us out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you have more than one offspring at a time?
Traditionally, we do not. It has happened rarely, but most times we each produce a single offspring.
Would you know if you are carrying 2 eggs?
I would not. Until such time as they emerge. And then, if one emerges and I am still feeling the pressure, I would know there were more than one egg.
Thank you for letting us ask clearly obtrusive questions, but it is so interesting, and also to help us understand how to help you the most we can.
Well,
Yes.
it is fitting that another sept should have this knowledge, as all the other septs do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the more we understand about this form and its relationship to your dragon form, the better we may be able to identify those who are themselves in a shifted form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Staring at Aralahkis.
I'd like to think that, we can figure that out somewhere along the line, but so far, I haven't had a lot of luck. What?
I'm studying you to see if there's anything that I can perceive now that you know what you are.
Mm.
The only thing I've noticed is that my eyes are a little bit brighter blue than they were. That's the only change I can tell in this form.
I will look at his eyes very carefully with my super high perception and see if I can tell if...
Roll perception.
That was a very good roll. 34.
Whoa.
I had a 17 and a 19. Those were both really good.
Now that he mentions it, you focus on his eyes, and you're like, they are a little brighter, aren't they?
Is it like a different kind of, we just saw the elf at the temple, and he had like those piercing bright eyes. Is it like a more unnatural brightness, or is it something like...
Ooh.
It's just a little bit, as opposed to sort of like the pale blue of most blue eyes, this is more tinting toward that sapphire blue.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less faded. The hue is more intense.
But it... Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so not something...
that we would notice pre-dragon.
Well, my memories returning, they didn't look like this.
Right, so we can't go by seeing someone with super bright eyes and be like, I wonder.
Because it would only happen if they knew they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have Can you sense that each other are dragons in these forms?
He looks at Gaygo, and she kind of looks at him, and they both stare at each other for a minute. He appears to me to be a dwarf, but it's hard for me to tell because I know. Yeah, I mean, we're already aware, so I don't know if we'd be able to tell.
So you never felt a pull, like, to a dragon before you knew Gaygo? He was
No.
just a handsome dwarf that caught your eye?
Well, I have to admit, I thought she was a really beautiful elf. And I didn't really appreciate the dragon form until she taught me how to become one myself.
Aralahkis, are the eyes of the other dragons of your kind in your memory? Do you recall if there were different colors had by different individuals, or were all dragons of your kind similarly hued in their eyes?
I know for sure the other sapphire dragons had a little bit more intense irises. I don't know about the others.
Look at Gaygo's eyes. What color are they as an elf?
Kind of a metallic hazel.
So sort of bronze,
Sort of bronze.
and
So
his
look-
eyes are sort of blue.
So look for some dwarves with kind of red eyes. That would be they would be like chestnut, maybe.
I don't know.
Or very clear, pale gray eyes might be a hint for crystal.
Maybe.
Worth considering. Because you always had blue eyes, right? It's
Yeah.
just they are
They
now
just
more
weren't-
so.
As intense as they are.
Interesting.
They're paler.
But
Or-
still within the realm of typical eye color for a dwarf.
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to ask.
Hmm.
If
And
They had a f-
technically, the color they are now isn't out of the realm of possibility for a dwarf. Just
do they have the
rarer.
full range of eye color like like humans do?
Yep. Although they do tend towards the darker colors.
So a very pale eyes might be a crystal dragon versus
Could
if
be.
that matches.
But
if they are.
again, this change didn't happen until my memories came back.
Right, but I mean
So-
they were blue, so whether they were brighter or not, maybe a crystal dragon in dwarf form or halfling form would have very pale gray eyes or something.
Not unless they're Dwergar.
Well, if you need us, we will come.
Well, I appreciate that.
And he has to go Athgarr.
He knows. Athgarr knows.
I'm aware. I don't like it.
I don't think anybody likes it.
I was counting on his counsel, but I understand. Sten will do fine, trust me. Kid's got a good head on her shoulders. She's a little naive, but she'll grow out of that quick enough.
Is it only when Gaygo's in her lair that we need to use the orb,
Yes.
or is it always?
No,
Okay.
it's only when she's in the lair. The orb of the desert lets you pierce her wards
Okay.
and
So-
actually get a message through.
And both Athgarr and Aralakhis have learned Oberys's greater sending,
Yes.
so they should be able to reach each other if they need to.
Can I talk to Gaygo when she's not in her Where?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd have to use the same you'd use for anything else, like ascending or an Obersus Great Ascending.
Okay, so no.
The only one that you can speak to at will is Mother Tassa, because
Mother
she is
Tassa.
basically your
part
spirit pair.
of me. That's cool.
Like,
brought Aralahkis back
you-
to life. I should get blue wings.
You are, you and Mother Tassa are essentially soul bonded. Yeah, no, nice try.
That was a pretty good try. Connected.
Nope.
Well, if you do think of a way to identify them, and that it's something I could replicate, then I would certainly try to help.
I appreciate that. Well, probably no time like the present. And I guess we'll find out about the
Wild magic.
wild magic.
Okay, great.
And he stands up, walks over, kisses Gaygo on the forehead, which is about when he's standing and she's sitting right at, eye level. So
Oh, right, because dwarf.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll
keep
be
forgetting he's a
I'll
dwarf.
be in touch. All right, Karen Kaldor, here I come.
Oh gosh, are you going already? Wait, don't. Wait, hold on. Do we need...
What?
I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe a blessing of some kind, maybe on him. 'cause
It'll
he's
only
about to-
last a little bit. I mean,
He's gonna be okay.
he's a dragon.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's gonna be
And a
okay.
sorcerer.
He has many skills.
And, he gets in trouble a lot. But maybe less now.
Probably not.
I hope so.
mhm.
I'll be good. I seem to recall saying that myself.
That's what she said.
And so he steps back and begins the wild freewheeling incantations you expect from a sorcerer, and just pops out of view. And that is where we're going to stop. So we'll
Yeah,
pick this
that's
back up
cool.
next time, which is our 150th episode. next
Wow.
time.
Amazing.
Yep.
Don't worry, we'll give you time to process.
Give us time to process.
Yep. So we hope that you'll come back and join us for that. Thank you for giving us your time and your attention. We always appreciate it. And we hope you will return and let us welcome you back once more to the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.